Welcome back to Tight End Loose Off. I have 3 more classic NASCAR races that you need to watch this off season. A lot of us are about to have some extra free time with the holidays coming up. Some of us will be in person with our families and some of us won't. Either way, I think you'll be able to find the time to fit some of these in. The first race on this list is the Overtons 400 at Chicagoland Speedway. Now, major criticism of NASCAR the past couple decades is that we've been adding too many mile-and-a-half races and not going to enough short tracks. And people have been saying that for years at this point. But sometimes a mile-and-a-half racetrack can produce a really good race, and this race is a great example of that. In fact, I think this is one of the best NASCAR finishes in the past decade. Also, this is Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s first race in the NBC booth. This is where he started his career as a broadcaster. You could feel the excitement.
Fly job! Fly job! Oh my goodness!
2018 was the last year before NASCAR went to this low horsepower, high downforce package. And then in 2020, we didn't even get to go to Chicagoland because of COVID. And then in 2021, we're not going there at all. We just completely cut it off the schedule. And I think it was a really good thing that Chicagoland Speedway, on its way out, since we're probably never going to go back there again, was able to produce such a good race. In my opinion, this race is a modern classic. The next race I think you need to watch this off-season is the 1992 Hooters 500. This race is one that I think is one of the most important races in NASCAR history, and I don't know how I'm going to be able to explain to you how important of a race this is. In the modern era of NASCAR, when we go to our championship race, we always have 4 drivers that are eligible to win a championship. At the 1992 Hooters 500, there were 6 drivers that could mathematically win the championship going into this race. Also, a great thing, it happened organically. There wasn't a playoff system that kind of shoehorned it into happening. There were just 6 drivers eligible because there were 6 drivers that ran that well and that consistently throughout the year. When this race really got going, there was never really a dull moment. For a race that didn't have stages, for a race that didn't have double file restarts, none of that, it was really entertaining to watch. Also, it was Jeff Gordon's very first Cup Series start, and it was Richard Petty's last Cup Series start. And I don't think people understood at the time how important Jeff Gordon was going to end up being for NASCAR, but in retrospect, looking back at it, there's a kind of a large changing of the guard kind of moment going on there that is really kind of poetic in a lot of ways, and it's really cool to watch. So honestly, I just think that this is probably one of the best races of all time. I think it's about as perfect of a race as a race can get. I love the cars we ran in 1992. It's one of my favorite eras of NASCAR. So go watch the 1992 Hooters 500. All right, the last race for this video. I debated saving this one for a later video because the 92 Hooters 500 is such a great race, and this one is so important and so special. I didn't want to put them in the same video, but against my better judgment, I'm going to put them in the same video. The 1998 Daytona 500. This race, I can't tell you why it's special without telling you who won it, so I'm going to tell you who won it. This is the Daytona 500 that Dale Earnhardt won. And Dale Earnhardt was one of the best drivers in Winston Cup at Daytona, period. And he'd been trying for like 20 years and just couldn't win. He could win every other race at Daytona. I swear, every Clash race, Budweiser shootout race, whatever it was, he could win all of those, but when it came to the Daytona 500, he just couldn't do it. Firecracker 400, could win that, no problem. Could not win the Daytona 500. And Dale Earnhardt probably being one of the best drivers of all time, for him to not win a Daytona 500 would have been the biggest asterisk on his career. He had to win that race at some point. Luckily, he won this one just a few years before he passed away. And this is a race that I think is important to go back and watch just because it's not only just a great moment in NASCAR history, but I think it's a great moment in sports history and American history just beyond that. There's not anything that I can think of in the sports world that's more American than Dale Earnhardt winning the Daytona 500, if you ask me. The 1998 Daytona 500 is one that you need to go watch. But let me know what you think in the comments. Also, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you know when I upload new videos. I got a lot of good videos in the hopper coming out for the holidays, so don't miss those. Also, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I have links for those in the description below. But until next time, my name's Tyler, this is Tight End Loose Off, and I'll see you later.